Now is the time for us to disidentify as African Americans, which doesn't even exist. It's not a legal word. It was invented by Jesse Jackson in 1988 to make us feel that we were equal. So now you got Chinese Americans, Arab Americans, Asian Americans, African Americans.
I'm glad to have you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate that you're spending your precious time with me. As I was scrolling down on TikTok, I came across this video and I said, why not share this video with you? I know you have a lot to say about this, you know, the term African American. Do you think it is misleading, as he's saying? But from what I went on to discover, there's a lot of things that he listed, and that proves that African American needs, and they not need, they deserve, you know, a special recognition because their history is unique in the world. Imagine, these are four things, just four things that I can highlight here. And the main thing is humanity qualified by law for African American, you know. Black people were not treated as human beings. And then if you didn't learn the true history, so you'll have a lot to learn here. Yeah, humanity qualified by law, you know. It's the law that had to say that African were human being. Imagine that. Only people in the world history who were not considered as people. And right now you're saying African American, Chinese American. Is that all you can tell about African American? There's that insufficiency, and there is something great that is deserving of them that is not being given to them. The second one, you know, from fighting for the right to exist, you know, for humanity, for them to be recognized as human being, to fighting for freedom. After freedom, they had to fight for equality. After the equality, now they are fighting for survival. And now that the history is being twisted, who knows what they will be fighting next. So we are here to voice out on behalf of our brothers, the African American in America right now, whose our history, you know, the history of America is being twisted, and I don't know why is it being done that way, and why are they not recognized, especially, you know, these are special beings, you know. I've started to look at them as different, you know. Since I started studying their history, I'm realizing that they deserve a special recognition
for survival. You're the only people who was not allowed to learn by law. You're the only people who are dehumanized by law, okay? And you are the only people who the world benefited from your enslavement and did nothing, absolutely nothing about it, but the entire world benefited from you. So black people don't owe no explanations to nobody. They owe them to us. But before they can be external reparations, there has to be internal reparations, which is what I think y'all hitting at. Yes, we know white America owes us, but you'll never get from the outside until you do from the inside first. As we complain and beg for money, we gross $1 trillion a year. Do you know what? We're the 10th richest nation on the face of the earth.
We spend
there's only nine a year. There's only 9 nations in the world that make more money than blacks in America. So why we ain't got our own schools? Why we ain't got our own hospitals? Where are our banks? Where are our supermarkets? Where are our
just broke down why?
Yeah. Exactly. Lack of access to wealth. But the other thing, at the end of the day, none of us progress unless we all progress, which is why I say what must be done for black people has to be done by blacks. This is exactly why it must be us, because whenever you let non-Africans into the organization, we will automatically start looking to them, envy, for support and help and assistance. This got to be done by us. Self-determination.
Let's end with a concrete solution.
Concrete solution is number 1, we have to march on the White House. Number 2, we have to march on the United Nations. Number 3, we're going to have to march on the African Union. And number 4, we got to build black banks. Without black banks, you're not going to be able to finance a black infrastructure project within the black community. We have to build new black Wall Streets, and the way you do that is through black banks. So we all got to take our money out of all the major banks, put them into a black bank, and now we all have access to the capital we need.
That's what Killer Mike
Racism
saying.
can only affect you to the extent that you are dependent on white folks for your survival and livelihood.
And there you have it.
My man, Dr. Umar Johnson.
All right. Now, he asked it in a respectful way. I said, I'm gonna answer your question, sir, but I'm gonna answer your question, black man to black man. He says, but I'm African. That's okay. I'm still gonna keep this respectful. I says, you say you've been here for 6 or 7 years. I said, the reason you are able to come here and do what you're doing, live the life that you're living right now, is because of black Americans. That's why. Because it was our great-grandfather, great-great-grandmothers who fought for the rights for you to be able to be in this country and do the things that you're doing now. I said, you walked in this restaurant, you came through the front door, you didn't have to go to the back. The fact they're even serving you is because of what black American ancestors did. I said, you say that we seem angry and we seem upset. I said, because even though you may not intend it for your comment to be disrespectful, I said it does come across as disrespectful. I said, because other people come to this country from different places and they don't want to acknowledge that black Americans are the ones who fought for everything that you're enjoying right now. I don't hate YT people. I don't hate Palm people. I don't hate anybody. It's not worth my energy or my time. But I got love for my fellow black people. I want to see them succeed. We don't have the resources that other groups do. I say, you coming into this country as an immigrant, you get more benefits and you get more opportunities than we do. We have to work twice as hard. There's more leeway towards you than us. So for us, yes, there is a bit of frustration, because whenever we fight for something that's based on equality, that's based on rights, even our own culture, everyone jumps in front, takes a piece of it, and leave nothing for us. So yeah, there is some frustration within the black American community, because everybody's taking from us, but nobody's acknowledging us. Nobody wants to give us just credit. I said, have you been to school here? He was like, I went to school in Africa. I said, okay, he from Ethiopia. I said, you got to understand something. I said, our history is not taught to us. We have to excavate our history. They can do a little digging for their history, but our history has been wiped clean. So for us, I said, even you, the way you're talking now, you don't see us as fellow black, because you put a difference between us, that you're African, I'm black. Cool. I said, you have to understand that that's what we face every day. That's what we deal with. So the fact that other people come here and benefit from what we fight for, what we march for, what we're trying to get done now, every community benefits and gets laws passed and gets things done above the black community. So that was my response to him. I just kind of let it go right there, because you can just see when a conversation is just like, he's just not getting it. Just not getting it. But it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that it's hate. No, it's not hate. We've always just wanted to be accepted as humans, as individuals. That's it. That's it. We're not asking for nothing. We just want to be accepted as humans, as individuals, have the same rights and opportunities as everybody else. Because, you know, we've always been taught, if they build a bridge that's 15 feet, for us to even get recognition, we have to build a bridge that's 300 feet and twice as high. Come on, you know what I'm talking about.
This guy, Ed Bloom, that got affirmative action overturned, he also went after some law firms for their diversity programs. Of course, he sued us. But what he's trying to do is eliminate any race-conscious decision-making in America. So let me tell you what that means for all of us. Who in this room went to a HBCU? We went to FAMU. Okay, all right, okay. So if he's successful, there may be no HBCUs. Because of Ed Bloom and his organization, the SBA stopped their 8A program. So anybody, a minority sort of certified business, if he's successful, that won't exist anymore. So companies won't be able to come to you and say, yes, we want to partner with you because you're a black-owned business, or yes, we want to partner with you because you're a woman. If you've ever been through a leadership development program that helped high potential underrepresented folks, black and brown people, he's trying to eliminate all of that. If you've got contracts, NIL deals, if you're an athlete, he's coming after that. If you're in media or entertainment, so that's why I often tell people, you might see the news about Fearless Fund and think, oh, that's too bad for those black women. He's coming for all of us. He's coming for everything black, and we must fight back, and we must stand.
What? Can we keep it real? If black people were to have a mass exodus back to Africa, America would crumble. Listen, all the white folks, I know you're going to find a way to be racist. Just listen, okay? America cannot afford to lose black people. First of all, you would lose your sports, you would lose your music, yes, even rock and roll, because we created that too. You would lose fashion, you would lose everything in this country. We contribute trillions of dollars to this economy. If we take that trillions over to Africa, not only would America crumble, guess what? Guess who would thrive? Africa would. So it would behoove y'all to shut the hell up about this go back to Africa shit.
One thing is factual and true here. African American are American and they built the country, you know? And they are part of it forever. If you have an idea of maybe thinking that black Americans should go back to Africa, then I might say you're wrong, because it's their land, you know? If your ancestors worked foreign land, why should you be threatened? I know the system is so harsh on them so that they can move, but where are they going to, you know? That's their land, and they have to fight for their rights. They should continue fighting. These are 4 fights, major fights. And it's more than 5, more than 4, more than 6, 10, 11. You know, there's a lot they fight about on a daily basis, you know. So that's it. So that was it for today's video. Click that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave your thoughts. I'm so curious to hear from you. Thank you so much for all your love and support, the love you're showing to my content. I really appreciate, I truly appreciate, and see you next time.